What's up, guys? Welcome back to your video. In today's video, we're going to be doing Alternate Future Part 10, but I'm just going to be explaining what happened in Alternate Future Part 9 first, because I ended up losing the recording, like, straight up. I can't find it on, the one recording that I did do. It's all corrupted, so I re-recorded it, and that I can't find the re-recording one, so I'm just going to explain what happened in that video. So, in that video, I'm going to just start off over here, and let's look. So, North Korea and South Korea went to war, and North Korea ended up winning, and they decided to join the red team, which left Russia to join the purple team. And these guys also, so they ended up losing the war also, so they were actually forced by Russia to give up these islands. Like, they can't even say that they claimed those. And also you have the Philippines going back to being neutral. And you have Austria going into the pink team. So, I don't know if you guys know, but the purple team and the red team are pretty much the most two powerful alliances, and red team is obviously definitely far ahead of the purple team, but the purple team would be able to put up a fight because, like, Germany would be able to push down through here, go through Turkey, and hold a front line like here, there, and even might be able to pushing through here, pushing to Italy, and send some boats out over here. So, because Germany is the strongest country, but pretty much World War III is about to happen. Because also you have Israel completely surrounded by enemies, which is not good in any way, because let's just take a look at, like, the pink is also probably going to get in this war finally, because over here in Europe, they have started to unify over, like, the main countries, because the orange team has now become a part of they're pretty much the pink team. So the orange team is the pink team, but they changed it because they unified with another alliance. But some big news. Okay, so if you guys have been wondering where I've been for the last little bit, I just haven't really had any ideas to make videos. Also, I've been a little bit busy. So, but I'm back. Don't worry, I'm not quitting. Probably not going to quit for a very long time. I've been wanting to make a YouTube video, I just don't know what. So, but now you have the whole Norwegian area unified, except for Denmark. They're just missing Denmark, and then the whole area would be unified. But, so, these guys, right, like, these guys, they got, so, pretty much, Serbia unified all of these countries in that video. And then they went ahead and said, okay, we're joining these guys because we don't have the economics to stay alive around the red team. So they agreed, and they said, yeah, sure. So Russia is now very able to come. So as you can tell, Russia is weak because of a war that happened. You can see how they lost a very massive chunk of land. They've lost a lot of land in the past, like, 1,000 years. And, but you finally have Russia starting to make some money back because they're starting to, like, be able, with the Purple Alliance, they're able to get out here. Because they still do have this little island right here, but they aren't, Russia's starting to gain back their land. And also, there was a major city down here which got nuked, and Paris also got nuked, and that's what started World War III. Because actually, it wasn't Russia that nuked; it was this country. I don't have a name for it, so if you guys have a name, please comment it, and I'll think about it. Okay, now the Spanish were on the Russian side, but not that long ago. But now they are an entirely different side, and their plan is to pretty much go through here and become a Spanish Empire. So the Pink Alliance is weird. You can expand. So, like, you can declare war on the countries in it, and that is exactly what they are doing. But Morocco just goes ahead and decides to join Spain, and same with these guys. So it's like it's just a unification, not a war. But not many people are happy about this because, well, who really wants to be a part of this? And that's what they said. So there's a whole bunch of riots happening down here because they're honestly just really wanting to join this country because, well, these guys were a part of this country. But this is going to be a short episode, guys, so, yeah. Let's just go fast. But that's pretty much what just happened in last episode. And right now, it is not looking so good for Israel. So, with World War III starting, you are going to go ahead and have the red team being the aggressor, and the pink team is not in the war yet. So you go ahead and have Germany taking some land over here. Their goal isn't to take too much land, just to hold a front line. Also, if you guys have been wondering about this line, I forgot to mention it, but this line is a whole new river that Russia made, since they lost the river access from here, because they used to have the river access right here, or like this. So they went ahead and dug out a whole new river, and that leads right to here, and then it kind of follows here, and then they dug out a little area, but not too much. Okay, so you do have Russia quickly pushing back because, well, they don't really want to be invaded, and Germany is actually doing a really good job of holding this front line here. They're doing a better job than World War II because Russia hasn't even been able to make a dent. But what they have been able to make a dent in is over here. These guys are a lot stronger than these guys right here, and Italy is like one of the strongest countries in Europe. They're like the third or second strongest in Europe. But you have, I'm just going to use this purple for the invading color for purple. But you have a little bit of invading happening right here, and a tiny bit of it going right there. Germany does struggle with holding down this front line right here because there's obviously a lot of people that don't want to be a part of Germany. Also, the Polish people, they've honestly just stopped caring that they're part of Germany. Germany is not that bad of a country right now. They're actually one of the top 10 happiest countries in this world. Obviously, it's probably every country's not going to be so happy right now, but they are the top 10. Like, they're in the top 10. If I would have to give them, they'd probably like 5, so top 5. But you go ahead and you do have Romania taking some troops off of the Russian front line to fight off this front line because their capital they moved their capital a little bit down closer to the purple team because they trusted the purple team a little bit. Also, they moved it down here because of, well, they didn't think they were going to go into World War III right away. Because as soon as this unification happened, it was like 2 years after that World War III started. So you do have quite a big invasion, and you go have the Romanian army pushing back also up here, because this is mostly just Romanian army up here. I'm trying to circling that, and you'd have the German army down here, like that, and yeah. But you know how I said that they had to take some troops off of this front line? That gave Russia a very big push into this front line, which ended up just leaving it looking like that. So they took a massive hit right there. And honestly, Russia's main goal is to push back out here, like push them away from the river, because they are being threatened. So like boats that are sailing down this river, they are being captured and like being harmed. So Russia goes ahead and pushes along the river and takes back the river. So now with it looking like this, no more Russia. Also, I'm gonna go ahead and color that nuke away. So, you do have a little bit of a push from these guys from Russia, and it looks like that. So, it's not looking so good, but obviously so these guys do not collapse, but what does collapse is a little bit of land from over here, because these guys have been training for this. They were pretty much ready, because they're like, you know what, World War III is coming up, honestly, really soon, so we should honestly probably get ready. So these two countries were training for it. I don't like that line. Um, so it goes like that, and also but for some good news for the purple team, you have these guys doing a little bit of damage right there, like very small, and quite a lot of damage right there. Here, I'll just color that in for you guys. They don't do much. They don't do anything to Turkey, because Turkey is also very strong. They are also like a very strong country. Even in real life, they are also a very strong country. So everyone is scared, and actually, the two leaders, pretty much leaders of the Purple and Red Alliance, met up and said, "Okay, we are not going to use nukes in this war. Nukes are not allowed, because they don't want the world to come to an end." So, sorry if it feels like I'm rushing through this video, guys, because I kind of am, but because I'm don't have that much time. But you do have Israel doing some damage to their neighbors, and they should be able to hold this for a little bit, because of, like, if they can't hold this, then they're most likely gonna die, because let's be honest, they are surrounded by enemies. They were able to push everybody away from their borders, which is good for them, because without that, they will die. Oh my gosh. Okay. So, uh, if okay, are you guys wanting to see Roblox videos? Please comment, because I do Roblox videos, and honestly, they didn't do that well, so I stopped, and I'm thinking on bringing them back. If you would like to see them, please comment, say yes, we'd love to see Roblox videos, or say no, we don't really want to see Roblox videos, and yeah. Okay, so you have a couple people, so you have quite a big invasion happening down here. They might not be as strong, but this country has started to collapse in the past couple years, and it's just not the best, because they started to collapse in the past couple years because of a whole bunch of rebellions popping up, and those rebellions go ahead and pop up. So, since they're technically on the side of the red team, I'm just going to color them in the size of the red team. No, that's way too big. So you have one little rebellion, you have one really big rebellion, and quite a big rebellion. Obviously, you have these guys being allies with the Red Alliance, because they are like the brownish color, and these rebellions are not doing so good. And also, the rebellions over here are also going to be happening, because obviously they're also on the side of the red team. So this is why these guys are doing so well. And also some of those rebellions have bled into here. So it looks like this right now. And obviously that's why the purple team is kind of collapsing. But let's go over here. Yeah, I'm doing stuff with Africa, guys. Don't worry. I'm doing stuff with Africa. So, you know how Sudan and the Congo decided not to go ahead and declare war on each other? Well, it's not invading each other in that war when they were on opposite teams. Well, they're on opposite teams again, and quite a big invasion happens from Sudan, because they have a whole bunch of troops flooding in from the red team. Because what's pretty much happening is red troops is coming in through here. They're going down. They're mostly coming from Germany, going through here, and then into here, into here. and then they come up here and they like spear out to fight off these rebellions. And also, no troops are here. Honestly, they've taken their troops out and sent it up to here. And honestly, they're just waiting for Portugal, because these guys have admitted that they're not as important as these guys will be. But see, France, they see their chance, and they're like, okay, Germany, you have one choice. We either rebel, and this will not be a small rebellion. This will be a massive rebellion. And they say, okay, what do you want? They say, we want some of our old land back. And they say, okay, go talk to the British, because I'm not just giving up my land also. And they say, okay. So they send that up to the British, and they're like, you know what? Fine. And they ask for one more thing, and they asked for their own actual government. The British doesn't give up that much land. The British give up that much, and the Germans give up that much. So guess what? France is back. Yippee! They're not a puppet anymore either. Yippee! They're in their own country. Yippee! They just don't have a colony they don't have a single colony anymore, actually, because, well, technically France didn't exist for the longest time. So now, pretty much France looks like that. So, sorry, I'm just gonna be standing up for the rest. Okay, so, a big. Okay, so now you guys have been wondering, how is the U.S. doing? Well, they're doing pretty well, honestly. They're not doing too bad, and they are actually not everything's going well for Jamaica, because these guys go ahead and decide to join the red team, but so Cuba gets that land back, but instead of worrying about over here, Jamaica goes ahead and decides to focus their main attacks on Mexico, which is actually going really well, because Mexico's having has always just had some struggles, not always in history, but they've just had some struggles in this series with Jamaica. So now with Jamaica taking that but losing that, so Jamaica has taken this land and lost that land, which they're not too worried about because it wasn't that populated with Jamaican people. It was mostly Cuban people. So, but you have those 13 colonies doing some stuff, and they are like, you know what? I don't want to lose this war. I'm not losing this war, but so they take a little bit of land. Actually, they try. So it's like a hit. They tried to, but it didn't work so well for them. Like, it only pretty much got that much movement, and not that much, because like British people, like at Britain, they're like, we don't want you a part of this war. But if you have to be a part of this war, then at least go for the Russian. No, not the Russians. Just go support your allies over there in Europe, because we don't care about these colonies. And that is probably gonna cause, because they're holding their colony. But the Mexicans, they aren't gonna do good in this war. I'm just gonna tell you guys now. The Mexicans are not gonna do good in this war. I kind of planned this video. I know I said I don't plan out videos. I don't. That wasn't supposed to happen. Okay, there. So, with it looking like this, yeah, Mexico ain't doing so good in this war. They aren't doing good, honestly. You know, this might be the only time that the U.S. has a chance to be fully united, or at least get Texas back. Because we all know they want Texas back. But, so, they kind of make a deal with the U.S. only. They say, we will leave the red team, we will leave everything behind the red team, if we get to keep a certain amount of land. And they go ahead and say, you know what? Sure. But that doesn't really stop Jamaica from not leaving this war, because Jamaica, they want land. So, the border now looks like this so you have it coming up here. Nope, that is really not right, but you have a border coming up like this. It goes down, and then it follows that, and then it comes up again, and it goes down, and then this is where the U.S. starts to get some land, and in sacrifice for in sacrifice for most of sorry, 1 second. I want Mexico to keep Florida. That is not right. Okay. So Mexico's gonna keep Florida, guys. Okay. So that's what it looks like, and so they're still in a war. I'm just gonna color them in an entirely different color. So obviously the red team is very angry with Mexico, and they say, you can never come back to us again for help. We want all our stuff back. So now Mexico is one of the weakest countries, because they were mostly just relying on the red team. And yeah, the red team is not happy with Mexico right now. But guess who is happy with Mexico right now? The U.S., because they just got a whole bunch more land. And now, guys, don't worry, your precious U.S. is slowly and surely coming back. I told you that they would get some land back. Is it just me, or like some certain countries are like men or girls? Like, I feel like the U.S. would be a man. Like if countries were like men or women, he'd probably be a man. Like the U.S. would probably be a man. So I'm gonna just color it in a light blue color. I actually really like that color. But you go ahead and have Jamaica now pushing really far in, actually taking all of this land, and now it's starting to look like Jamaica might become like a Central North American country. Central North American country. And they are thinking about if they can take Mexico on fully, because Mexico's troops are still better trained. Like they don't have as many troops as Jamaica, but they are better trained than Jamaicans. Because obviously the red team has been training the Mexican troops, so they can't really take that training back, but they just took a lot of troops and all their tanks back. So Mexico has 0 tanks, 13,000 personnel, and 13,000. Wait, that's 13,000, right? And 0 navy and 0 air. So that's not going so well for them. And guess what? All that white, the reason why I actually colored it, because all that white is actually rebellions happening in the cause for Jamaica, because like no one really wants to be under Mexicans' rule right now. No one's happy. They're still crossing the U.S. border. But now you have a lot of line. Honestly, guys, I'm not gonna get into anything controversial. I might say something that is controversial, but I'm not taking an opinion. So if you guys are like saying, "Oh, he's taking that side," no, I'm not. I'm just saying that they're crossing it because they are. It's a fact. Like, I'm not saying it's bad or good. It might be good, it might be bad. Who knows? I don't. I'm just a kid. Okay, but back to the video. So you now have quite a big push for Free Mexico, which Free Mexico means no more government. Yeah. And rebellions are popping up for by no more government, I mean no more Mexico. Like, rebellions are just popping up, and these are soldiers somehow. Like, some of these have Jamaican soldiers. You have it all along the all along here, and these guys go ahead and connect because like they weren't that far. They connect. Not much more were able to connect. The biggest one was this one, but that was it. So with so Mexico keeps on sending peace treaties like you can take all the land that you have, and they're like, I don't want to border this ugly. And anyways, we probably want more coastal line. So obviously Mexico is scared because it's not looking like Jamaica's about to stop anytime soon. And they have encircled the capital. Wait, 1 second. Let me just make sure of that. 1 second, guys. 1 second. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Mexico City is right there. Okay. Yeah, Mexico City is encircled right now. So, like, Mexico City is, like, right there. So, they are obviously scared, and they start a push, because they find a little weak point right here, and they take that and break that weak point, but then they realize that their defense is pretty strong, because this is literally, they're using up their 13,000. Now, obviously, these guys start to collapse, but just because they don't have any armies. Like, some of them stay because some of them have Jamaican troops in them, but not all of them. But some good news for Mexico, they started to scratch away at the Jamaicans, and they get to free their government, because their government was actually still in New Mexico City, or Mexico City, and then they tried to push through slowly through. They had to, since they don't have any planes at all right now. Oh, that voice crack, sorry guys. They had to evacuate out to water. So this is the government's pathway that they're taking. And they have to take it very slowly because they're not welcome in the red team. So they have to follow, go up, and they get to go to Canada, but they're not going to really be treated well. And obviously, I can see why. No one really likes Mexico right now because of what's happening in Mexico. A whole bunch of riots, rebellions. But with that, you have these guys deciding, okay, Jamaica and the US is sending troops down, and like a whole bunch of other stuff. They're like, okay, how about instead of pushing like around, that doesn't work on Mexico. Why don't we just push like through the bottom? Obviously, they still have their capital for now, and Jamaica's still trying to encircle it, but the US keeps on telling them, don't do that, it's not going to work. And they finally learned their lesson when a whole bunch of troops got encircled right here. They're like, we'll come back and save you later. And those troops are like, honestly, you probably will. Because you know how they were at 13,000? They are now at 1,000 troops. Compared to Jamaica's 115,000. Yeah, Jamaica is becoming a very strong country all of a sudden because of all the land that they have taken from Mexico. And not New Mexico City. Mexico City is gone. Like, just gone. It was bombed rapidly. So, you can still find some remnants of Mexico, but, like, New Mexico City, but not much. And Mexico is just, like, praying, just, like, being like, oh, please let us still have a country after this war. They regret taking that deal with the U.S. because they would still have the support of the red team. Because the only reason why Jamaica has been able to push so hard is because of the stop of this flank. Okay, so I've been here in North America for a little while. And, I am about out of time, like, really out of time, guys. So, I'm just gonna... I will end it here, guys. I'm gonna make a part 2. And actually, here, wait, no, I'm not. I'll be right back. Just okay, guys. Sorry, I was about out of time, but I just needed to
I got more time. Don't worry. So, you have a lot of land. So, over here in, India, it's not going well for India, honestly. India has not done much in this war. They have tried their hardest, but honestly, it's not going so well for them. And they are about to collapse. Because they are here and, like, the Chinese and the Pakistan people are there, and the Chinese are all over here, which is not good because yeah. So with that, you have India going ahead and saying, take all the land that you have. Just let me leave this war. So you finally have two countries leaving a war, one on the side of the purple team, and one on the side of the red team. So you have Pakistan taking this land back, and well, taking that land, and China goes ahead and gets their old land back, and they don't want to take too much land from over here because the Indians are already not happy being in this country. And yeah, so it looks something like this. No, okay, wait, there. So there. So that's all that they've taken from it, but I'm not gonna say anything set in stone. So obviously they do not have these guys do not have, like, Japan does not have as strong as a navy as these two countries combined. Also, I'm just going to say this now. Sorry, I forgot to say. North Korea has a new type of government. It is a lot better, and it is not as bad. Like, it's a really, like, it's not as bad to live in there anymore. But you have a couple naval invasions happening, and they're not small. They're honestly quite big. You have a couple islands being taken, and a big chunk of the bottom part being taken, and it's not looking so good for them. You also have another little naval invasion happening there. The island being taken up here, and a very big invasion happening from right there. So this is probably like the biggest invasion that they have so far. And troops are really trying to fight over here for like over here in this area, because that's where Tokyo is and that's where the capital is, and they are really trying, and they go ahead and push up, and it ends up looking like that. Yep, they took Tokyo, and they go ahead and surrender over. So the red team is winning this war. Yay! Not really yay, but still. Okay, so let's go over here and let's look over at this. So Israel is now not really being able to hold out much, because what they are doing, they have a whole bunch of red troops, but they are just surrounded, and they are getting bombarded with so many like troops from these guys, and they're starting to collapse. So you have Egypt taking that land back, these guys taking their land back. Not these two guys, because these guys were really under control. So Jordan, so these guys got their land back, like the ones with the lines in it, and these guys did not. The ones with lining it. So you now have a very small amount of Palestine coming back, and some troops being sent into Israel. So it's not looking so good for Israel anymore. Like, it was looking good for Israel at the beginning, not anymore. But you finally have the troops that was able to get down here. And you gotta remember, this is not a small invasion. This is going to be one of the biggest invasions of this war so far. Yeah, Sudan comes in with the W win. But guys, this is why the red team's probably going to win this war. Because they have Chad. They have Chad on their side. And that's probably why they're going to win. So you have quite a big invasion happening from Chad. No troops enter into the pink team, and they are being really cautious about that because the red team will not be able to take the the pink team. So, because they're already fighting this war. So yeah, Chad does a really big invasion, and this front line is also being held. Nothing has really changed. And oh, that is way too far. Okay, so you have some troops entering over here and cutting off this land over to Turkey. Honestly, I don't have a name for it, so I can't really name anything for you guys in this place. The only thing I know is their capital is down here. So, you have quite a big push. Oh, that's the wrong color. You have quite a big push for free Rome. Yeah, it's called free Rome, but it's over here. Italy's like, why? Why? But Italy, you know how they used to have this land? Since the British lost some land over here, they ended up taking that, and pretty much the French got demolished. They had the white flag again. So they pretty much have their old land back, most of it, because honestly, the Germans are allowing the British just to hold on to this. And if the Germans do have to, like, the British and the Germans decided that if the Germans have to come over and have to, like, demolish the Italians for the British, then this land goes over to the Germans. Because there's already a whole bunch of Germans that live there, so. Okay, some good news for the red team. This front line has finally collapsed on the side of Germany. And same with this one, but these two get held out, and it's not looking so good for this country. This country is already not the strongest because these guys just united because they were not strong at all. And they were just like, you know what? Let's just go into these guys, because why not? Like, they were happy to accept the land, but now they're not so happy because they're losing a war. Okay, but some good news, some more good news for the red team. The Germans were able to make a push into Russia, and it goes like this. It comes down, and then so the Russian dream of reforming the Soviet Union is now collapsed. Because if you do remember, in my last series, the Soviet Union was around, but not in this one. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. These guys are still chill. So honestly, the red team doesn't really like this guy, because they don't really like him because well, the Germans, well, not the Germans, he was on the yellow team. But that was not good news for the Russians because they just lost their capital again. And I'm going to have to make this into part 2, guys. I'm really sorry. Oh, that is the wrong color again. But you have the Russians pushing out really hard. Like, there was a lot of Russian troops here. They just... Oh my gosh, I thought I changed the color. Okay. Okay, so you have the Russians able to push back quite hard, but it wasn't enough because, as you can tell, the Russians were only able to push out here because the Germans are definitely winning this war, most likely. Like, honestly, it's now looking like the red team has the upper hand, and they're probably going to win this. I'm just telling you guys now. Honestly, I had this planned out, this video planned out where they were going to be even, but then I started to make the red team a little bit more overpowered, and it's now planning, and now it's just going out like that. So, I'm about out of time, but before I run out of time, you have quite something very important that I need to say. If you guys, like, ever see me on Roblox, my name's Big Ella 2206. If you guys ever see me on Roblox, please say hi. Be like, hey, I want to be in a video. I'll be like, bet, any day. I will let you guys in a video. When I'm in my early stages, I will always let you guys in my videos. Just remember that letting people in videos is actually really fun. But before I have to end this video, because I am honestly like 2 minutes above my time limit. That's why I was like, hey, I might have to end this video and make part 2, which I will. But, yeah. So, you have, quite a big invasion happening. And now, honestly, the US, not the US, sorry, Russia is starting to take some land from Romania, and Germany is scared, and same with Romania, because, honestly, Germany does not want to lose Romania. And now, it's time for the bad news. Germany has to take troops away from that front line just to push out. Sorry, I don't like that. Germany has to take troops away from the front line just to push back the Russians over here. Because honestly, these guys are on the brink of collapsing. Like, who isn't at this point? A lot of bombing has been happening. At this point, it's honestly about to look like nukes are about to be dropped. But people are still refusing to drop nukes, both sides of countries. So, now with this, you have something really bad happening. Some, accidental, when I say accidental, I mean accidental troops, like, I mean this, like, these troops were exploring their old, area, but then they were threatened by the government of, like, troops over here were threatened, so they took this land back because they were, like, scared because they were being threatened by German troops getting accused of being Russian spies. Because they were like, oh, no one's this interested in these guys' history. And they're like, we're from that country. They're like, no, you're not. And they're like, oh, well, and then these guys go ahead and fight these guys. So, obviously, they're not. The pink team isn't in war with them yet, but Germany goes ahead and understands and says, okay, I forgive you. We'll just give us our land back, and we'll let you. I'll give you some land from. No, I won't give you any land. They like, fine, we'll take our troops out. But they do have to give. Germany does have to give over some land, and it looks something like that. So, the pink team has never been more unified, and they're really happy. So yeah. That's going to do it for this episode, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.